Welcome to Intuitive You with Abby Gooch, where you can discover more about your innate ability to heal and create a life you love by activating the power of your intuition. And now, your host, Abby Gooch.
Hey everyone. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. We've started a couple of times here now, and I do not see Misty online. But what we're going to do is we're just going to take a few moments to center in the power of our intuition. And I know the power of dance, which Misty will talk about, is very much getting us into our bodies. So our intuition is in our bodies. So we can get so much outside stimulus of thoughts, of things going on around us, of technology maybe working or not working. And different things can pull us out of our innate knowing. But deep down, we know. We have this innate knowing of truth. It connects us to the harmony of the universe and really puts us in touch with reality and a perspective of love that is guided by our soul. And so I really recommend that in this moment, you take a few deep breaths, bring your awareness into your heart. So as you start to see from your heart, the world softens. Excuse me. And you see from a perspective of love. Wow. So as you see from your heart, you can start to feel life. And so it's really amazing that my throat literally obviously choked up. And it's such a gift because our body and our mind and our spirit are meant to be as one. And so in that moment, I was actually able to come into my heart and connect with each of you and stop worrying about the technology not working right or Misty not being here yet, and just trusting that in this moment of love, everything is perfect. And yesterday, one of my old yoga teachers, his video came on my Facebook reel, and he reminded me of that, that love is always here, right? And so when we take a moment to feel through our hearts, seeing through that perspective of love, we can feel our bodies and realize that there's receptors in every cell. And yesterday I was standing out on the cliffs by the ocean, and I happened to run into 5 nutrition students there studying at the Czech Institute. And it's kind of random, but we were talking about octopuses. And octopuses actually are one of the most intelligent animals because they have all these receptors on those little things that they have, the little tentacles, but the little suction cup things. They're constantly getting information. And so our bodies are constantly receiving intuitive information. So when we move our awareness into our heart and then down into our belly, a couple inches below our belly button, we are then connected to our intuition, our center of knowing, our center of truth. And then we can listen with love to our intuition, saying, hey, go this way or that way, or yes, you can make this choice. For me, I started my company with $20 in my pocket when I was 19. And I was like, hey, my intuition knows this is possible. And then each step was guided. So the reason I'm telling you that is your intuition has the greatest intelligence. And if it's pointing you in a direction, there's a way that it will be provided. So we have something coming up in August 11th, I believe, called Intuition to Income Summit. So you can go to www.intuitiontoincomesummit.com, and I interview experts on how they too have followed their intuition to greater income. And it's just really fun to see how much evidence there is. And you yourself can start that, right? Like, hey, my intuition says this. Hey, my intuition says, I don't really know how, but I want to do this certification. I want to start this job. I want to get this degree. I want to move to this place. And you find that the money appears, the person appears, and it just starts working out for you. So I really recommend that you feel into your knowing and ask, what is it trying to tell you? What is it showing you? And where is it guiding you? So maybe just take a moment to close your eyes. Again, following the steps of moving your awareness from your head to your heart to your gut. And then ask yourself the question, what is my intuition telling me? And where is it guiding me? What is the wisdom it has for you? And you may just want to take internal note. You may also want to write it down. So go ahead and do that. Let's see if Misty emailed me yet. And then once you get that information, take action on it, right? So that's the one thing that really creates success is you get the information, and then as you take action, you put it in motion, right? So it's like, I have this dream of having this company. All right, so then I started creating flyers and a website, right? I took action. I put it on people's cars and people would call me. So it's like, where are you being guided to then take the action that will then give you the results that you're wanting? Okay. And you can always post your results too. So we have a following on Facebook. You can go to Intuition to Income Community or Life Force Connection on Instagram and just let us know, what are you starting to see as you follow your intuition? And, what greater income, what greater purpose, what greater love can you have when you really embody what your soul's message is for you? And one of the easiest ways, if not the way I have found, is to activate each of the chakras. So the chakra centers are the energetic, I call them vortexes of your body, and they govern physical, emotional, mental, spiritual aspects of you. And so when you balance each of those, you then move into alignment with your divine source, right? So you balance your needs, your feelings, your decisions, your heart, your expression, your vision, and your connection to the universe. So there's a free activation if you go to www.lifeforceconnection.com, the website, and I go through each of those chakras where you can actually feel what it is just to be moved by your own life force energy. So I want to be able to have the chat go because I know there's quite a few on here. So if you want to, you can type a question in the chat and I will be able to answer you. Yes, I can do that. Oh, cool. I just now saw it. Hi, Beatrice. Very cool. All right. So I'm hoping I'm not muted at this point. Can you guys type in the chat if I am still muted? That would be quite annoying. But hopefully you can hear me. So just let me know if you can't. All right. So, and then if there's any questions you have. Yes, very cool. Okay, you hear me. Awesome. Thank you so much, Beatrice. I really appreciate that. So wherever you are, it looks like you just got to Tosa, Blue Mountain, Beatrice. That's so cool. So I remember a student, she was at the at that place at the same time as the certification program, I said, okay, it's just going to take you to the next level. So I invite you to take your training or whatever you're working on to the next level. And wherever you are in the world, who's ever listening, how can you be exactly where you are right now and take it to the next level? And you might even want to ask your intuition, what is it I need to know to go to the next level? And just breathing in, and notice a thought that comes through that then resonates with your heart and your gut. And then tells you the next step to be able to go to that next level. And the whole theory of the intuitive success coaching process is you already know the answer. So there's nothing hidden from you. So when you get the thought, though, make sure it resonates in every cell of your body. So you move it from your heart to your gut. And then you'll get this sense of peace. You'll get this knowing that all your needs are met, that all you need to do is take the next quote unquote right action, meaning the next step that's in alignment. And, sometimes life can kind of throw your curveballs. Like, I'm super surprised Misty isn't here, but it's like, okay, I guess I get to connect with each and every one of you one-on-one right now, right? Or in this group setting, just me. So just know that whatever is happening, you have the resources to handle it within you. My business manager told me that. He's like, there's no situation that's greater than you. So I remember when I was in my office at 19 years old being like, okay, people are like 3 times my age, and here I am like coaching them. But I just remembered, like, they're sitting in front of me because there's something I have to offer them. There's some gift I have to be able to give them. And, sometimes people can question you, right? When you follow your intuition, like sometimes it is the road less traveled, but yet people usually eventually start following you on it. Because I remember people being like, hey, you should get your degree, to do this. And I'm like, no, I left my scholarship. Like, I'm doing this, come have a session. And they would, and they'd get the results. So sometimes that knowing within you, no matter what anybody else says, becomes so strong that it's somebody else's guiding light as well. So maybe take a moment just to feel into your heart and knowing, and to build some trust within yourself and your own intuition. Ask, when were times that I followed my intuition? That regardless of what people were saying, my intuition knew something different. And that is the power that's going to start catapulting you to have a really strong foundation within you. And then it's like that confidence is such an inner confidence that you don't even need to question yourself. So if there is doubt about like, how could something happen? You're like, oh, well, my intuition knows it will. And what's the next best step to move in alignment with what I'm creating? So thinking about or feeling into, it's just dropping into our knowing of how to move into alignment with what your intuition is guiding you to do. Breathing into that. And then with love, allowing that to come through you. So I know this is a lot of back and forth of talking with your intuition, but I know it comes through you because you are one with the universe, right? When you understand that your higher self can be embodied, right? And it's like, around the same time, I think I was 19, I remember the words life force connection coming through me. The same way I wrote my book, my curriculum. So see what wants to come through you. Have a journal. Maybe record stuff on your phone. And then who is this message? Whatever your message is, who is it meant to be shared with? So those of you who are wanting to monetize your gifts, you can start asking, like, who am I meant to serve? Right? And even if you don't want to monetize your gifts, it can still be like a simple smile or connecting with somebody on the street, right? Like, you're constantly guided. I mean, man, yesterday was a beautiful example. I walked out the door around to the little park, and there's this woman that has these like circles of flower petals everywhere. It was absolutely gorgeous. And I paused because I just really wanted to take a picture. And I was like, hey, could I take a picture? And she's like, absolutely, you can step inside of it. And I was like, man, I just feel like it's like this protection of love. And then she actually told me it was a memorial for one of her dear friends, Jack. And I said, wow, okay, would you like me to take a picture of you in it? So I took a picture of her, she took a picture of me, and then she had a pile of these rose quartz, and she's like, please take a crystal. And rose quartz means unconditional love, right? So she blessed me with her presence, the flowers, and a crystal. So I take the crystal and I walk down to the beach with it, balance all my chakras. And the message of the day was be guided with love. And so, like I said, you will be provided with the next step as you're just guided with love by your intuition, because it's connected to the universal intelligence of oneness, right? Of all. And within that is an infinity amount of love, money, resources of whatever it is that you need. And so that's why we want to keep moving into the power of our intuition, which is the essence qualities. It's not the fear-based ego of separation and lack, which you could pick up in thought easier because there's different frequencies floating around. But the power of when you connect with your heart, you then have that as like the ground board, the foundation, right? Like that's the first part of the intuitive success coaching course, is the foundation of love. So when you're in that place, it actually nullifies the fear, because you can't have fear and love at the same time. So when you connect with your heart, you're creating from the foundation of love, and you notice your body can relax, and then you can move into that compass point, that center point of your intuition. And so, like I was sharing in my story, it's like my body, my intuition guided me to her, then down to the beach, right? And then each step was then guided by love. So it's a really subtle knowing, because when fear hits, it literally sends like a disturbance in your energetic field. It looks like a zigzag. It's like, brrr. And so when that happens, take that moment to center. Take that moment to almost just kind of let everything else settle, right? And then you can start navigating towards, okay, this feels right. This doesn't feel right. Okay. And intuition is very much present moment based, because again, it's moving you into alignment with your soul. So it doesn't jump forward. It actually already knows what's coming, because it's guiding you towards your greater vision of your soul in the future already. So it's giving you guidance for this present moment. So let's just take a few deep breaths. So we're going to go in through the nose and then out through the mouth. We're going to visualize the color green, which is your heart chakra. And you might want to just finish the sentence, I love, in your mind. So we're going to open the heart chakra. So inhaling through the nose and then exhaling through the mouth. Seeing the color green, maybe even seeing an orb of light rotating in a clockwise direction. And saying the words, I love. So inhaling through the nose and then exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose and then exhaling through the mouth. Good. And then seeing if there's anything else you need in this moment. We're going to move down into your first chakra. Looks like I might be doing some chakra activations for you right now at your tailbone. And visualize the color red there. So we're actually going to lift up your root chakra, and we're going to merge it with your heart. So your root chakra feels supported by love. And you can even imagine that you're holding a rose quartz right now. Like I have this very one I was talking about yesterday. But just feel the frequency of this rose quartz, and you can actually download that energy. And just placing it in the palm of your hand, maybe placing your other hand on your heart. And then just feeling yourself merge with that unconditional love. Opening your heart and rooting that energy of unconditional love in your body. And just sending it to every cell of your system, your body, your mind, of your emotional body, your aura. And just sending it out at least 6 feet out. This unconditional love. And feeling yourself receive it. And then you can extend it even further. From 6 feet out. You can go ahead and move it out into your city. And into your state. The country that you live in. Into the world. To the universe. And then feeling it all come back right inside your heart, down through your core again. I'm seeing just like a tunnel of love, right? Just this spiral golden energy just circulating out. And you'll notice as you send this pure unconditional love out, how it comes back to you in so many ways, right? And business and your life. And just notice all the ways that love shows up for you today. And be open to receive. So I live really close to the Self-Realization temple. And it's such a beautiful energy to be close to with Yogananda's energy. One of the things I realized yesterday is the universe is constantly wanting to give to us. And it's really about us being open to receive. So when we're open to receive, we're then able to experience the life that we've asked for and the one that our soul wants us to live. So as you start coming into resonance with this unconditional love, you can then receive it, right? And so just taking a moment just to bask in the richness, the wealth of your own love and what the universe has for you. And any fear that you might have once had, you can just kind of bring that to mind as a thought and let it just come into your field of unconditional love. And you can just notice how it falls away. Because the strength of your knowing, the confidence of your connection to this universal field of oneness becomes so strong that there's no fear that can stop it, right? And I've helped and watched and worked with clients do this for their physical bodies, right? To being able to see when they couldn't see or being able to walk. You have the power to create in the palm of your hand. You just activated the unconditional love. And you can use that force at will. That force of love is the greatest force ever. And so I really invite you to start channeling that energy of unconditional love into you, into your life, and seeing how love has already paved the way before you. And as you do, miracles happen, right? You know, from like where you live. I mean, I remember when I moved to California, it was like literally like landing on a street called Miracle Street. I mean, it was just so fun. It's just like it was written on the sidewalk. You know, it was just amazing. So trusting that you are being guided and to discern that you're guided by love, not fear, because that becomes the set point of your expansion, right? And then the people in your world show up, right, that you're meant to serve. So I love that you guys are active in the chat. Thank you so much. Again, if there's any questions, I need to get more comfortable with the call board so you can call them in. But if you want to type a question, you're more than welcome to. All right, so I'm just going to tune in. So, you know, some people are often curious about their guides or their angels and what that is and how to hear them. So the easiest way I have found is I hear them through my right ear. So notice where you hear your own thoughts, and they're more objective. So they're not judgmental thoughts. They're going to be based in unconditional love, right? And so when you're hearing the guidance of your guides and angels, you can A, ask for their support. B, notice how you hear an inner voice that's resonant with love. It's never going to tell you to do something that doesn't feel right, okay? And the last one is that it is in connection with your gut, right? So like I use the word resonance. So it feels right. And you'll notice when you take action on that guidance, you get love reflected back. Okay. So I guess sticking to the theme of Misty, which I don't know what's going on with her right now, but the topic really is about dancing, right? And so dancing your spirit, moving embodied, right? Having that higher self come through you. And also with the theme of breaking through fear. So one of the women that I studied with, Sonia Choquette, she brought me onto her stage when I was in my early 20s, and I was terrified of dancing. I was raised in a fundamental Christian church, and it was like not allowed to dance. So my hips were like locked. So I don't know any of you if you experienced that. Just deep fear of like, or judgment of like, oh my goodness, like I don't know what people are going to say or think. But if you actually take a moment to center yourself in your body and taking that moment, just like we did earlier on the show, to connect with that life force, that knowing within you. And even now, start to put your focus there. And you can see your own light expand. So maybe even just see a golden light like a candle flame. Wherever you're feeling your life force, that center point. And then you're going to start to allow that life force to move you. So whatever the fear once was, you're actually going to feel the life force within you getting stronger and stronger. So if we had music right now, I'd put it on, and you can do that after the show. Put music on it and then start to connect to where your energy is connecting to the music and activating that life force. So as it does, that energy of life force is moving through the fear. And so what happened for me, and I know does for everybody when you actually do it, is it just unleashed this great power where I was just like dancing all over the stage. And now I really am a dancer because I trusted that. So let yourself be moved. Right? And as you're moved, you'll find your own expression, right? And you can dance around the world. I mean, I know Misty's been in tons of different countries and brings that message. And I think you can just, I want to say, Google World Groove Dance Movement and find like online videos where you can do it out of your own home. And find that place of power, find that place of connection where you can really trust what's being moved through you. I'm so surprised she's not on here yet. And it will move through you, and you'll find, wow, this really is beautiful. Wow, this really is fun. And then you become inspiring for other people, right? And so just keep trusting that. And that flow will take you to the next movement, right? Just like life, just like you're being guided by love. Your dance will take you to the next movement, right? You might be moving over here, and then you might be moving over there, and then your body will just create this interconnected flow. And it really does. It moves you into that place where your mind and your body become one, right? Because you're in that place of flow. They talk about like the zone, athletes have a zone where everything is just in the synchronistic flow. Right? So just see where that takes you, see how you're moved. And then you'll find yourself probably inspiring yourself, right? And one of my things that I actually say is, for your work, I don't really believe in discipline, like you have to do something. I believe in connecting to the inspiration and letting that inspiration guide you, right? And then you just notice how it lifts you, right, to the next moment and the next moment. So let's just take another moment to tune in. So centering ourselves in our knowing. And whether you're a dancer or not, ask yourself what you need to give yourself permission to fully be free in your dance and in your life, right? To let that power of love, that life force within you grow. And what would you do and be and have if you were uninhibited? if you had no fear. That's the other thing that Sonia Choquette actually taught me. She said, if I weren't afraid, I would. So you can even finish that sentence. If I weren't afraid, I would. So just take a moment to breathe in and notice and listen. If I weren't afraid, I would. So just notice what comes for you. Again, you might want to journal or just take note to yourself. If I weren't afraid, I would. Good, and then maybe placing one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly. And then just noticing what you need to do to make that happen. The action piece, right? And like I said, if you haven't gone to lifeforceconnection.com, go do that if you feel inspired to, and download that activation, because it starts putting you in alignment with your best life. And that best life is just waiting for you. You know, there's a quote by Joseph Campbell. He said something like, you know, you basically let the pain burn out of you, so there's so much joy that you can actually live the life that's been waiting for you. So what is it you can do today to move into your joy? And notice what does make you happy. You know, like Sundays are really special days for me because I just feel like the whole world is out, you know, with their family and in that place of joy and really centering on God, you know, that energy of the universe of just like, hey, we all are finding that joy and that love and that connection. So what brings you joy? And then as you keep building on it, right? It's like, you know, hummingbirds, I think they mean joy in the animal totem. So finding like, is a little hummingbird close to you? Do you hear the birds chirping? What do you love to eat? Do you know what brings you that joy? And as you move into it, you'll find other people, right? Start to like move towards you, because it's like a really attractive energy to be in joy and to be in love. And that is your second chakra. It's actually feeling good, right? And from that place of feeling good, we make decisions, right? Our third chakra, believing in ourselves, that confidence, that state of well-being, right? And then from that place, we connect, right? So from our confidence and our belief, we meet the world, others, life, the earth with love, right? And that then becomes our expression. And so notice what wants to be expressed through you right now. And then I invite you to see yourself as if you were already living it now. Whatever that expression of love is, see an image, maybe like a movie, right? See yourself in that movie and then step into that movie and notice like who's around you. What are you seeing? What are you smelling? What are you tasting? You know, I know so many images that I've seen and then like one day find myself living them. It happens for you, it happens for us all. So as you are just smelling and hearing and seeing, go ahead and open the top of your head, your crown chakra, and just allow just this pure, divine, white energy to come into that vision and just create this glow all around you. And it's almost like fairy dust. We just had a student here, for those of you that were watching a couple of weeks ago, and she had this, I think it's called magical fairy dust for her dog. And so like, in this moment, just imagine there's like magical fairy dust just sprinkled on your vision. And just watch it become alive. And then see if there's any next steps that you need to take to move you into alignment, like we keep talking about with this vision, your soul's purpose. And just see it expanding, continuing to see it already happening. And then I invite you, whether it's now or later, to write down those steps. They're super powerful. And then find yourself one day living it. There was another client I visited in Oregon several months ago, and we were sitting in her backyard, and she took a few deep breaths and she said, wow, I'm actually living it. Like, I always thought this is what I wanted and it's happening, right? And so like just notice how much of your life you already are living that you love, that you're doing that you are trusting your intuition, that it's happening for you now. And now this greater expansion of your vision is waiting for you as you trust those simple steps of being guided by love, moving into your heart, taking that moment to pause, maybe even putting a hand on your heart, feeling that rose quartz energy of pure unconditional love, feeling our connection, and then dropping your energy a couple inches below your belly button, right to your center, your compass point, as if it was to pull you, because it does, magnetizing you towards your next step that's guided by love, and then moving you away from, with your body, what doesn't serve you anymore. Your body will literally feel a gravitational pull or away. And, I think that's part of the reason I live by the ocean. It's the electronic, there's negative ions, right? But I believe we all have this electronic energy that brings us towards or away from, right? So you want to move towards where your gut is guiding you, right? And as you're trusting that, you're opening up to your own internal dance, right, of energy, your physical dance of moving, right? And then your dance with life to create a life that you love. And, the show is very much about healing and creating life you love. So any areas where you don't feel love, where love is not, love is always present. So where you're not feeling love, you can bring that in. So whether it's into your physical body, your relationships, your home, your business, bring love, bring in that pure, golden, divine light of love. And centered in that place of pure, unconditional love, you can heal yourself and continue creating life you love. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It's been so much fun. I don't think Misty is going to make it today, so we'll make sure to get her on really soon. I'm not sure what happened, but going to trust it happened for a reason. And if you haven't already gone to the site, I invite you to go to lifeforceconnection.com, download your free gift. And then for those of you who want to learn how to monetize your gifts, you can go to the Intuition Income Summit to learn that. And also we have a certification program on that. So on lifeforceconnection.com, you can click under certifications, and we teach you how to activate your chakras fully, break through your blocks to really align your subconscious with beliefs that actually support your intuition, right? To get your mind on board, because all of us have had conditions, responses where we have felt disconnected from love, right? And created a false belief that is based in fear, right? So anytime you have a thought with an emotion, belief is created and it's stored in your body. So in the process, we actually go through and I see where that energy blockage is, and we reprogram it with a positive belief that supports you and what your intuition is telling you. So that new positive thought, that new positive feeling then creates that new belief, like I can do it, right? And you notice the positive feeling. And you can anchor that feeling on your body by even just bringing your thumb and your index finger together, right? And bringing a color that starts to bring that positive energy. And that new belief of I can do it is then applied to your beautiful vision, right? And then the third part of the process is the business/manifesting factor. So you're taking action, you're aligning your vision and your mission, and you're taking the steps and attracting all the people you're meant to serve. And we also have the Intuitive You program, which is just about developing your intuition. So again, lifeforceconnection.com, go under certifications. If there are any other questions, you can email me, Abby at lifeforceconnection.com. And Misty, you can check out her site at www.mistytripoli.com. So we'll see you next week at 9 a.m. Pacific. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And definitely please do send us your feedback about the amazing miracles you're seeing as you're following your intuition on Instagram or Facebook. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Bye.